how did you guys come up with the idea of Stock Brew?
So one day, well, let's bring it back a little. So we ran an online business called Options League, which was through Discord, teaching and mentoring others and guiding them through the stock market. They would follow our everyday moves. We'd work from home. It was very awesome. Working from home, I always say, is a luxury, but when you're staring at four walls for 5 days out of a week, 9 to 5, which wasn't always like that, but just saying, it would just drive you a little insane sometimes. So we would go out to coffee shops and do our work somewhere else other than home. And when we came back one day, we're just in the shower decompressing our day, and we're already looking for new business ventures. Like, what are we going to do next? Because we don't just like sticking to one thing. We like to keep moving, keep our feet going. So we just thought, why not combine two of the things we love most? We love stocks, we love financial literacy, we're realtors. Ryan loves coffee, I love wine. So why not take everything that we love and combine it into one? And that is how Stock Brew became Stock Brew. Stocks, stock market, brew being coffee and beer, and I guess we can say it's wine as well.
That's awesome.
And
That's
working from the computer 12 hours a day can take a mental health toll as well.
I agree with you.
You need to have something tangible, brick and mortar, so get out of the house.
And we definitely wanted to challenge ourselves. That was one thing. So we've always had online businesses. Ryan's done a lot of online work, and we've never had a tangible physical business.
Get up and go and do it, and blood, sweat, and tears.
That leads us to the next question. What challenges did you face?
Whew, I got this one. Permitting process was one of the major ones in terms of getting approval for our beer and wine, getting approval from the DBPR for our food. Another one was we faced problems with general contractors in the beginning, so we decided that we actually were going to do it all ourselves. So in which we did. GCs, they tend to have they tend to want more than what they give out. So there's a lot of taking, but not a lot of giving in terms of their actions, or if they're working hard, or if they're putting things like where they should be and aligning electricians with plumbers, and everybody's in the same circle, and they cost a significant amount. So it's like having a car that's your baby. If you work on it your whole life, you're not going to sell it because that's your baby. Or like building your own house from scratch. So we decided we're going to build it from scratch, and we did. So now this is our baby. There's more value into it than just buying it brand new or buying a franchise.
I think one of the other challenges is us being young. A lot of people were so surprised that two young people could open up something like this. A lot of people think owning a business, especially at the scale of this one, is unreachable at our age. So in our build-out process, a lot of people wanted to take advantage of us, and that's also what led us to doing the whole build-out ourselves, because we didn't get here from not being knowledgeable.
Right.
We know our worth, we know what things are worth, and we know when we're getting taken advantage of. So
taking advantage, how do people take advantage of you guys?
So in terms of taking advantage, it would be when you're younger, you're usually not as much educated, they think. And that's one of the ways by, like, let's say, for example,
like the older generation.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't know, they haven't experienced.
What does this person know about how much wood cost, or contracting?
Do they know the square footage of this, the price for that?
Do they know that you need architectural plans, you need to get those stamped off on, and that it really costs $2,000, but we'll charge them $7,000? That's more of the taking advantage side when it comes towards money.
So it's like more of the contracting side of things.
100%. I would definitely recommend finding, if you know a good contractor, you can stick with them, but business at the end of the day, money changes people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened. They get money hungry, and they start acting like just because you're young, you do not know, you're not educated, you're not financially literate. All the information's out there. All you gotta do is take advantage of it.
Do you feel like the challenge would be someone? Okay. Moving on to question 3.
Hold on one second. Let me hit my vape.
Yeah. See, now, those are the cuts that we're going to need.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Like blackmail, you know?
You gotta send me this footage, 'cause I promise you I'll have something nasty out there. And I'll chop it up, and then you can still post whatever, but I promise you this will be nasty cuts.
Nasty, I like it.
What emotions did you feel?
Wait,
did you
go
guys
again.
feel?
Finish the exhale.
What emotions did you guys feel the day of the grand opening?
Whew. So 2.5 months on a build out of blood, sweat, and tears. I literally caught ammonia. So I was in the hospital because I had ammonia in my lungs from the mold that was in here, from ripping up the vinyl flooring all the way down to, you know, cleaning of the walls, mold remediation. So went to the hospital, found out that I had ammonia in my lungs, and then also following that, I caught COVID. So we caught COVID, both of us actually, during our build out process, and we're completely like catching COVID together was one of those things where who's gonna go and get the food? Who's getting the Tylenol, Dayquil, like, you know, like
Who's
somebody.
taking care of who?
Yeah, it was like one of those things. So, you know, that was like very emotional toll from actually doing the build out. On top of that, we faced so many problems with like just permits in general. So it's like building up. One of the things that we love is the struggle. So a lot of people like to be in the end result, but don't like to be there through the process. We like the process, the hard work. The end result is what, you know, is obviously the end result, but the process is what I live for, which is essentially the build out. Can you make this happen? Proving to yourself that you can do it. So it was really like
And what you always say, do you really want the life that you claim you want?
Yeah, because a lot of people will say they want it, but in reality, are you working towards it? Are you doing the steps that you need? Are you setting goals? Are you aligning those goals to meet your end result? And then after your end result, what's your other end result? You should never just stop at the end. That's why when sprinters run, they pass the finish line, but they keep running. They don't just stop right there. They're going to fall or they're going to keep running. But I would say, what did you feel? I was just like, if I'm being completely honest, it was, okay, we did it. What's next?
That's awesome.
We did it. What's next? But also how can we keep doing it and keep growing? Because a lot of companies stop and a lot of businesses stop at, they settle for less. And they're like, oh yeah, we're making money, or we're, you know, we reached the end. But there's no, like, you got to grow with the people in terms of like, if things could be better, how do you improve? And that's what we're going for.
For me, like he said, we did go through a lot of challenges through our build out, and once we got to our opening day, we hit a milestone. So of course we were happy, we were ready to be open, but there's more than just one milestone to opening up a business. So for that day, there was a lot of joy, a lot of happiness. We were excited. But then tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow is another milestone we have to reach. So
New challenges.
yes,
to face.
exactly. So for that day, we got to enjoy it. We got to soak it in. But when we woke up the next day, it's like, all right, time to make money, time to move on to the next, just like he was saying.
And then you realize that, oh man, we need a new toaster. Our toaster is toasting at 3 minutes, and we need to toast out in 30 seconds. So like, then you start realizing like, okay, should we start marketing right now? Maybe not. Why? Because then we can figure out our problems, and then we can fix those so that when everybody does start walking through the door, we start getting lines out the door, how can we improve our efficiency and speed up our toast time?
Our ticket time.
Yeah, like just little problems. So like that's where I think a lot of companies struggle with, is they kind of market too quick and try to grow so quick rather than figuring out their problems. And then after they figure out their problems, then they start the growth aspect. They start expanding right away and start just trying to passion over profit. Moral of the story, passion over profit. Obviously a sign of relief. We felt good. We accomplished what we wanted, but now it's like, okay, what's next? What's
now
the
it's
new
like
goal?
really go time.
Yeah. Without goals, there's nothing.
What's your favorite feature of the coffee shop?
Ooh. I'm gonna get that one to you because I got mine.
There are honestly many features I love about Stock Brew. I mean, like you said, this is our baby. We've built it from the ground up. But one of the things that I love, and it's not physical, but more of the sense that we're a local coffee shop. We support the local community. We love our locals. I love that we give our locals a discount when they come in. I love that we get to support other locals and support other coffee shops and have their beans in here. We have a whole bookshelf dedicated to local business, and we just love really supporting our local community because that is what is important.
How about the interior design?
Interior design? Give me 1 second.
Interior design. Everything specifically thought out for the vibe that you feel right now, which would be the gunmetal on these coffee tables. It would be the walnuts on the top of the, for the tabletops. So gunmetal chairs, gunmetal bar stools. We have the dual benches right there that convert into picnic tables. The margin call, the stocks, everything is financial literacy. It's inspiring, it's motivational. It's so that in terms of when you walk in the door, this is stock market theme. There's a giant credit card over there, custom made Stock Brew. It's American Express Centurion card,
If you were to
black
pick
card.
one feature of the coffee shop, what would it be?
It would have to be.
I think you said it, the American Express card.
American Express card is pretty cool, but it would have to be the margin call right there on the wall, the 4-foot margin call right near the door.
And break the glass.
And the reason is because that hammer that's sitting there that's gold was my hammer for 7 years that was in my toolbox, so I took
And
that.
that is what we use during our build-out process.
Yeah, and it's the same hammer. So I mean, the margin call it's well known in the in the trading world, but also there's a lot of that hammer is literally the hammer that was used to build that bookshelf, that was used to put up every single canvas, the one that I smashed my hand with because I missed the nail. I mean, blood, sweat, and tears is on that hammer, and it's 7 years old.
If I had to pick a feature in here, and we're not talking design, are we? Or are we talking about?
Just canvases, bookshelves. Stuff.
Because my favorite thing in here is the espresso machine.
Ooh.
And without the espresso machine, there wouldn't be any coffee. That is the powerhouse
What type
to
of
Stock Brew.
What type of espresso machine is it?
It's a La San Marco 105 E-Touch, 2-group, and it is my baby.
That's funny. That's funny that you knew that.
Why?
Because I didn't think you knew that.
Oh, I do.
It's your favorite feature. It's your favorite feature. That's amazing. What's your favorite type of espresso? Or is there only one type of espresso?
There are different types of espresso. We utilize one. It is from Island Roasters in New Smyrna Beach. It is an espresso blend. It's Java and Nicaraguan. It's more of a darker roast than typical coffee shops like to use, but it works for us. We love it.
It is amazing. I think I've had it once or twice. And you type it in, it's the best thing ever. I agree with you. Are you a one-shot or a double-shot espresso?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I am double shots on most days. If I am really struggling through that day, I will put a quad shot in my drink. So 4 shots of espresso. Ryan, on the other hand, drinks a whole bunch of coffee. I have to grab this real quick.
Pause. I'm telling you, this is a pretty good interview, guys.
We got one more question.
Yeah. And then we got to pick back up on that shot because she'll tell you exactly how much caffeine I intake throughout the day. No, like how much coffee do you drink? All right, ask me.
We're still rolling.
So, are you a double or single shot espresso?
I'm more of a quad times 2,
So 8 shots
times 3.
times 3. So
Yeah.
24 shots.
So whatever the 8 times 3 is.
24 shots.
Yep, that's it.
So you drink 24 shots of espresso.
No. So I drink 6 cold brews, 16 ounce. I just love caffeine. I can do 2 Red Bulls, 6 cold brews. I can do a quad shot mocha and then another one after.
His new favorite one is a Nitro Bomb. And that is a double shot of espresso with probably about 4 ounces of nitro. And it's very similar to a Yaeger Bomb, but without alcohol.
You have to try
So it is a very quick pick-me-up. I tried it, and I was wired the whole entire day.
What is it called?
A Nitro Bomb.
Nitro Bomb.
I
Okay.
felt my heart pounding like this
And
all
meanwhile,
day.
I'm not a zombie whenever I wake up. So it's like I'm already energized. So you can imagine having energy and then already having energy even on top of that. That's what the Nitro Bomb does.
Final question. What are your future plans for Stock Brew?
There's so many we could. Oh man. So one thing we don't want to do is franchise out. And the reason we don't want to franchise is because it takes away from that community aspect in which, say, for example, we're going to bring them up, the big SB. And I'm not talking about Starbucks. I'm talking about, God damn it, Stock Brew. So Starbucks, for example, right? They start with one location. They move on to the next one. And they move on to the next one, and it takes away the value, the community value, essentially.
You only want one Stock Brew.
We want one Stock Brew due to the fact that Stock Brew is Stock Brew, and it's here for Daytona Beach and for all the residents here and for our community, so they keep coming back, as well as they know that this is theirs. They just want something that is tangible, that they can hold and, you know, hold dear to them in terms of that business is that business, and we know it's not a franchise. So we won't franchise out, right? So that's the future plans for Stock Brew, is to stay here, whether it's in this location or in another location around Daytona, but there is one Stock Brew. But if we were to open up a new coffee shop or a new coffee house and wine bar, it would be specifically targeted towards that city. Say it was in Orlando, it would be for Orlando. It wouldn't be Stock Brew, maybe Crypto Brew, trademarked. No, Crypto Brew, maybe something else in a niche. But it would be for them rather than for everybody. It brings a real community aspect and values into the business.
I'd say we have big things planned, but we are the type of people that don't like to speak it out until it's done.
Action over words.
That's just the type of people we are.
That's amazing. Thank you guys so much for the interview, and I cannot wait for the future of Stock Brew.
Thank you.
We did it!
That was a great interview, wasn't it?
That was fun.
Tell me it wasn't great.
It was great.
It was great. You guys did amazing.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again.